April, when you put on the landing sheet. But Gable, won't you blow your trumpet until you hear from me? Well, I look way over yonder, seen people dressed in white. I know it was God's people, I've seen that doing right. Well, I look way down the river, and what do you think I seen? I seen a band of angels that's coming after me, 'cause they go great, gonna hold my body down. There ain't no grave gonna hold my body down. When I hear that trumpet sound, gonna get up out of the ground, 'cause ain't no grave gonna hold my body down. Well, I'm going to the river of Jordan, bury my knees down in the sand. Gonna holler high Hosanna till I reach that promised land. Well, I look way over yonder, and what do you think I seen? I seen a band of angels that's coming after me. Well, meet me, Jesus, meet me. Well, meet me in the middle of the air. And if these wings should fail me, there won't be none other pair, 'cause ain't no grave gonna hold my body down. There ain't no grave.
That's Brother Claude Eli, who I truly love and enjoy. So let me kill it. Brother Claude. Yay. He's hillbilly awesome. Well, let me turn off Brother Claude. There it is. And I'm going to bring up the subject for today. And, oh, wait a second. How do we do this? And I got to remove and then share. How do I get this? Stop screen. There it is. I'm learning the ins and outs of StreamYard, but let me see if I can try to be, share screen. Share screen. It's kind of share, boom, there it is. Okay. Today's little topic is, come on, are you going to share? How does this work? Come on. I'm talking about power and temptation. Now, is it? Oh, it's sharing. Duh. Okay, so now Galadriel, she had a chance to take the ring from Frodo. When I was watching the movie, I was like, that was good. I like it. The ring, the power. So in my life, I was able to be around a lot of healings, a lot of prophetic word, and it was pretty accurate and spot on, and I was getting somewhere with it. And I don't know if the word is arrogant or proud or jealous, maybe all of them. And the spiritual gifts are real, and looking back on it, everything that you are when you have a spiritual gift gets amplified. And if you have a chink in your armor, it's gonna find you out. Satan's gonna use it. And this is the weird thing. I hope it happens sooner than later, that you either learn to steward the gifts and actually develop character, overcoming lust of the mind, lust of the eye, lust of the, what is it? Lust of the eye, lust of the flesh, pride of life. These things are the ones that will kill you. And the ring for me in my life was that desire to be seen and to be the man. And when I first met God, it was so not that. When I first met God, it was horrifying and humbling. Horrifying, not like in the slasher way, but when you're next to something that's amazingly powerful and overwhelming. And in this case with God, it's also benevolent. And so it starts in humility. And I don't want to blame the people I was around. I'll just say that the other people around that I was around, they were like me. We were all new. We hadn't been really trained well in understanding that it's not what you do for God that counts. It's who you are. So that, even if you give your body to be burned, like, so what? If you don't have love, you don't have anything. But the flip side, I'm realizing now, is, yeah, it's has nothing to do with the gifts, but you can use the gifts properly when you go through some tough times. For me, it was a spiritual. I attracted demons in my life. I'm like, I'm gonna be jealous and bitter, and I'm gonna be expecting things that weren't mine to be mine. And God, I'll be honest, was incredibly gracious the whole time. Gave me warning shot after warning shot, and he screamed at me, and I ignored him. And then I had some things in my life spiritually that was not possessed but oppressed. Kind of like the difference between having an injection with a needle and handcuffs. I was in handcuffs, but it was pretty rough. It was the spirit of depression. And then I learned about the forgiveness of God. And then I think once you go through something like that, you become humble. Like, gosh, it sounds so weird because I know, like Moses, as he was writing, the Old Testament, he's like, and he said, I am the most humble man around. But in some, he might have been that after what he went through. And it's okay to say you're humble. It's so prideful. Sounds like it. But it wasn't my own insights. It was really the goodness of God that made me understand who he was and how messed up I was. And then after I kind of got as I'm getting my act back together, it is his goodness that I've already known that I don't take for granted that keeps me kosher. And I think power. Oh, somebody's. Hey, here you go.
What's going on, Ron? Trying to cook dinner.
Much.
Sorry.
I'm just kind of. What are you cooking?
It's an old family recipe. It's called stuffed potatoes.
Ew.
It's a baked potato with. It's a baked potato with sausage. I've been getting some crap for the sausage lately, but it's
No.
sausage browned, and then you use broccoli cheese soup
Nice.
and cream of mushroom soup
Okay.
and any vegetable you want. You throw it in there, and then you throw it on top. My wife likes it with sour cream. I like it with
Ooh.
bacon bits
Nice.
and super filling.
Oh my gosh. Heck yeah. That sounds like a good winter food, or just good food in general.
It's cheap and it fills you up.
No doubt. And it's got sour cream in it with bacon. That's a double win.
And sausage. Don't forget the
And
sausage.
sausage. All right. I bless you. I bless your food. So I was kind of meandering through the thought of, I was using Galadriel as an image, and it was power and temptation. And really, it's not just about the temptation, but it's overcoming it. And that's kind of what I've been musing on just for a little bit. So any thoughts on that? If you have had any experience with it or just have any opinion on it.
Yeah, no, so I heard a little bit of what you were saying, and the thought that was coming to my mind was he gives us exactly what we need. So sometimes he has to yell and scream at us, and sometimes he has to chase us.
Yeah.
And he's willing to do both
Mm-hmm.
in order to get to us. Temptation is a different animal altogether, I think.
How's that?
Well,
How?
I think a lot about Christ's temptation in the wilderness.
Mhm.
So we're told he was tempted 3 times.
Right.
First one with carnal. So bread, turn this rock into bread.
Right.
The second one was, and I had this thought today actually, it's when we're in despair. Throw yourself off this mountain,
Oh.
for it is written that angels will come and save you and lift you up.
Right.
Right? And then the third was pride. Look at all the kingdoms of the world. We could make a big difference in this world. Come on, serve me. Kneel down. Kneel down at the idol of the machine.
Mm.
And so I think all 3 of those encapsulates many of the ways that we're tempted. Right?
Okay.
We're tempted
Yeah.
by survival. We're tempted by our depression. And we're tempted by our pride.
Can you tease that out? The depression one. I didn't see that one coming.
So that's the one I have the most
Okay.
kind of real life experience with. When we're at our depths, it's real easy to look at the situation and choose despair. And all the many ways that we might think is an option, or will show them, or, and so we're tempted to make decisions that you can't come back from. In many ways,
Okay.
that one's the worst.
We've never done any of that. Okay.
I mean, I think we've all been there, at least in some way or another.
Oh, heck yeah. See, actually, that's what I'm interested in is how do you come back? Like I've had a spirit of depression. Mine wasn't chemical. Mine was an actual spirit. And for me, forgiveness was the key. And when And I made some bad. I actually made some bad decisions when I was depressed. Nothing permanent, but it was like more of a spiral. So how was it that you over? Yeah, it was just a negative thought, and it was just self-referential loop that just like a toilet flushing.
Well,
So
that's a good analogy, man.
so how was what was the way out, or what was it for you that made it stop, go, or get better, or because you had
I
mentioned
don't.
God.
Yeah, I don't think that it. I think it's one of the things that I battle with daily, to be quite honest.
Okay.
Um,
But I heard you say something about scripture as being the antidote, or what you use to fight it with.
no,
Okay.
no. I would say it's being open to the spirit, the right spirit.
Okay. Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
antidote for me, anyway.
No,
And
I
this is
agree
one
with
reason why I lean into that so much,
you. Okay.
because I don't
With
make the right decisions.
none of us do. Oh, yeah.
Right.
So tell me about you not making the wrong decision. What does that look like?
It's only when I yield.
Okay.
This is kind of my fundamental argument and why I may have been called a Calvinist many times.
Okay.
Is because I don't think that I'm capable of making anything other than the wrong decision. However, when I choose to yield to the Spirit,
Mm-hmm.
I find that I'm able to make the decision. At least, let me say it this way, at least I know what the decision is. That's right.
Right.
Because
Okay.
even then, I still don't always choose to make the right decision.
Right. Well, let's just for argument's sake, let's say you do. Just hypothetical.
That I make the right decision?
Yeah. That you yield.
Yeah. Then oftentimes I get to see how the Spirit moves in me and through me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get to bear witness to how the world is being transformed by Him, but through me. It's a very key distinction.
No, I got you. That's
Because
man, there's
every
a lot.
time I think it's my own, I usually end up making a bad decision.
Oh no, duh. Oh, dude. Yeah, I got you. And everyone who's sarcastic says, "I never did." Heck, not. Yeah, I never did that. But so, what did that process? What does that process? Okay. How'd you learn how to do that? Was there a moment?
Trial and error.
Okay.
Um,
How did it all start in the positive way? Like, when did you learn the? Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
No, how did you learn the Obi-Wan Kenobi tricks of yielding? When did it start?
I would say through a lifetime.
Okay.
So I am now 46.
Yeah.
And I first met Christ as a 8 or 9-year-old boy. And I want to be clear that I did not do things perfectly just because that happened. I often think about Peter and his denial of Christ 3 times. And this is probably the most heart-wrenching part about being a human being, trying to live in the way, is that most of the times I can't learn the lesson until I fail.
Right.
And I see the impact of that failure. and that
Okay.
gut-wrenching feeling that comes about through regret, remorse,
Hmm.
sorrow.
Well, then, okay. So, what about the victories? When did those start?
Hmm.
Like just a season. I'm not, if it's not a pivot point, what would be the season? Because something, you obviously got here. So you said you met Christ at a young age. And
Yep.
then did it start at that time when you met Christ? It was just
No, failure met me at that time.
okay.
So
Okay.
once I accepted Christ, I started seeing how everything that I do is antithesis to what he is.
Okay. Was it conviction
Okay?
or condemnation?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Okay.
That's what I felt, at least.
Right.
It's yeah, because I mean the standard's so high,
Mm.
you know.
Was it your
But
standards or state? Oh, and I'm kind of rabbit trailing because I'm trying to. All right, I'll just say I'm trying to figure out what your process was. What did it look like that you would describe to me? The story, your spiritual story. It's not. It's kind of like a spiritual rando. It's like,
yeah,
you have your.
yeah. So I've always been an edge case my whole life. So even when I was a bad guy, I
Yeah.
wasn't fully a bad guy. And
Okay.
I could never be fully a good guy.
Okay.
I've always been on the edge.
Okay.
And the Lord has used that to give me a sense of humility. To say that no matter where you are,
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to be right. But that's okay.
Huh.
And I've been thinking a lot because if you saw my rando, Neil asked me the question, what is grace to me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think it's right there. I've been thinking about that since our rando, which happened, I don't know, a day or two before it got released. And I think it's right in that. It doesn't matter if I'm a Sadducee or a Pharisee or a zealot or the guy in the gutter or the woman with 5 husbands or name your thing. It's never
Mm-hmm.
going to be that. I'm never going to be in the right place. And that lesson was only learned 3 days ago. Or
Oh,
better yet, in the last 2 days.
was it a moment or a situation that occurred or just an
No.
epiphany?
No, I did not have a Damascus Road event.
Okay.
Mine has been more of a constant journey and a
Mm-hmm.
constant wrestle and a constant. And I think in some ways, Jordan Hall, he had this like thing that he described becoming a Christian that has stuck with me like a splinter in my brain, or better, or better yet, a mote in my eye.
Okay.
He
And what
said,
was
he said that becoming a Christian is much like falling down a waterfall and then realizing that waterfall is never ending
okay.
and then learning how to navigate within that waterfall.
That's interesting. Okay. I think I understand what you're saying. Um, does that relate also to grace?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah. Can
So how would that
I
make you
mean,
Calvin?
what's that?
How would that make you Calvinist? I didn't know if you had mentioned. I'm sorry if I'm
Well,
sidetracking
I've
you.
been accused for it because I don't think I control anything.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Like,
Okay.
I think God is sovereign
Okay.
because I've seen in my life. I'm thinking about whether or not to share this.
If you're in doubt, don't.
Really?
Well, I'd rather. I'm a blabbermouth. Like God has given me, you know.
I'm not laughing at you.
You
I'm
know,
just.
no, you should. Like, no, dude. Like, God's told me some things, and He's like, "Now be quiet." And I'm like, "Guys, listen. God just told me this thing, and then and like, oh, by the way, you said be quiet, but that's cat's idea." Well, I tell you what. How about instead of not telling me, make it. It's like when you're in court, you don't use names and gender, and you can talk about the constitutionality of something. Can you give me the essence of it without compromising yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But I'm new here and I don't
Yeah.
know what that's going to do. But I hear what you're saying, and that's how I was planning on sharing it anyway.
Okay.
So I have felt moved by the Spirit to quote unquote sin. And in the process of time out. Go ahead.
Well, I'm goofing. They're like, all right, I will let you finish before I run my mouth.
And I could not understand why.
Okay, I'm listening.
And I battled and I fought and I did the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But immediately after I did that thing, it put me in a situation.
Yeah.
That I knew exactly why he told me I should do the thing that I knew was wrong on paper.
Yeah.
And yes, I had free will to make that decision.
Right.
But that led me to believe that he's in control.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm in tune with that spirit,
right.
And this is not license.
Right.
Because this is not like woohoo, I can do what I want because whatever. Yeah. But he in the spirit put me in a position where I was able to make a much broader impact on things, despite making that first step down the wrong road.
I tell you what, since it's already happened and there's something good out of it, I will just say, as a, I'm pausing because let me be real blunt. Since I've walked with God, I have screwed up on a scale of 1 to 10. I've done 9.8s, 9.995. So I'm not saying I'm any better than anybody. But in the future, don't listen to any spirit that tells you to sin. Just as a friend, I'm like, I couldn't. But now that I got to be careful, you know what I mean? Because I asked you what happened and you're sharing it. It's just in the future, I'd be like, dude, anything that's telling you to do something jacked up, you might want to pump your brakes and double check that one. But
I think that's totally fair.
Okay.
Now I'll say,
but I don't know
different. What's different from what I just told you?
Yeah.
Compared to Christ talking to the Samaritan woman.
I don't know. What are you thinking?
Well, I would say what I'm pointing to.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay.
And the fruits of that.
Yeah. I got you.
Right. This is why I was very sure to make sure I said this wasn't license.
Okay.
This doesn't mean you get to go. Go ahead.
I think you're right. You did say that you weren't giving license. So I apologize for even rabbit trailing because
don't apologize.
Well, you're a guest, and you know I've just met you. I want to be careful, and I've seen enough weird in my life to be cautious, but not totally freak out. Like I have to hear the whole story. And when you said it,
This is the House of Woo, no?
it is. And well, all right. So here's the thing. I'll trade one with you. So put a pin in where you're at right now. In my past, when I was sinning, I still felt the love of God. He didn't advocate my sin, but I think it was absolutely a call out of it. And so that's the only reason I'm listening and not your story is a UFO a little bit, or at least your testimony. So, but now that we've got all that housekeeping, that theological housekeeping and out of the way, you know what I mean? I don't want. So with that, so kids, all right, Manuel back.
No, generally I agree with that, and I think a life that is lived as the Bible says you should live is going to be better, and you're going to be able to do more good,
right? And
you're going to win more souls to Christ. But I don't think that that's ever where my life has been. Like I said, I've always been an edge case.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm more like the women following behind the harvesters.
Okay.
Picking up the little grains of wheat, like Ruth.
Yeah. All right. So
the ones that got left behind.
So where were we at before I did my Pentecostal theological flip out? What were we?
It wasn't even that bad, man.
What's that?
I don't even think it was that bad.
Oh, okay. Well, I actually understood what you were saying. I really do. It's confusing. So you had the moment, you do the thing, and then you're back. It puts you in a situation, and then you deal with it. And where are you at now, and how has it helped?
Well, it's not like I always get calls to do that. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, I would say that's probably maybe even the one and only time.
Okay.
I'm just saying the bounds of the God we follow.
Yeah.
Is greater than any of us can imagine.
It's funny. I think you're right. And Mark Parker was saying inside, Ron was losing his mind. Yeah. So
I didn't mean to do that to you, man.
No. Because here's the thing: if it was just me and you talking, that wasn't even a speed bump to me. That's not even, because what I'm looking at is I asked you the question. It was like a theological. Not just theological. It's more like a mystical rando. It's like, okay, I know your outside world. I can go watch Neil's interview, and I'm sure it's great. But this one, I'm asking, because I'm interested in it. Like, how do you overcome depression, and what has been the antidote, and what has been your progression in overcoming? And you just shared, like, something happened.
But I don't know that I'll ever overcome it.
No, but here's the thing: not succumbing to it is overcoming. Not losing is winning.
Yep, I see that.
Okay, so that's why, because if you're not losing, like Mark Parker and myself will say, Mark says I should be dead or living underneath a bridge, and I'm not, because of God. Me, I absolutely was a burnout. I couldn't hold a thought in a bucket. I was bad. And I would either be dead or addicted, and I'm not.
Glory to God.
Yeah. And so what it is I'm hearing the outcome's always the same. It's glory to God, but the story behind every one of them is so different. And when we share that, it's like, well, these were the judo moves I used to get through it. And by not succumbing to it, that to me is a win. And as far as you saying you might live with it all your life, but to be honest with you, I'm that kind of guy to go, well, maybe not. Like, If you're not dead yet, you might not be more not dead later on.
Mm.
I am unrealistically optimistic, only because I met him.
You said before that you don't really like the "my grace is sufficient for you" answer to things. So even though it's true, but
well, I tell you what. No. I hope I'm not. I think I am. If God tells you, He said, my grace is sufficient," I won't fight God, but I'll say He might have a little bit more for you later on. Like, okay, His grace is sufficient right now, and live we win with His grace, and die we win because His grace will be, we will be made perfect. So I've had depression and I've overcome it, and so now I have an axe to grind. It's like I was depressed. It sucked. And so now anytime someone tells me about it, I'm like, well, this happened to me. I'm not going to tell you how you live your life or what the outcome should be. It's just that if you meet someone who's no longer depressed because of God, you're going to be in the wrong room because they're, to say I might always be depressed, because they might say, well, okay, yeah, but you might not. So does that make sense what I'm saying, or trying to, especially to Scott? I mean, like,
So for me, depression's always at the door.
Okay.
And it's usually wrapped around my sin.
Okay.
And this is something I've had a conversation with people that are very, very close to me, because oftentimes these are they're learned behaviors in a way. I am not a perpetual optimist.
Okay, sure.
If anything, I'm a doomer.
Okay.
I'm always looking for places where the floor can let out from beneath me, and trying to build structures that if I fall, which I will inevitably fall, I want to raise the floor so that I don't fall further. So it's all about guardrails. It's all about putting myself in the right positions, because it's only one decision away from being right back there. There's a saying when you quit smoking, you're always one puff away from a pack a day. It's that first decision to say, I'm going to do it again. Like, oh, my mom died, or, oh, this situation, and I'm just going to have a few. And then the next thing you know, there's another 5 years down the road that you've been kind of doing it. So I'm not a super optimist. And so I'm always on guard against that.
Okay. I do respect that a lot. And I do see that as a valid, and it's valid, you know what I mean? Like, because it's working. It's like, I'm not.
Well, it has its blind spots. For sure.
What do you mean?
Well, because when you're constantly looking for the floor to drop out, you don't get to see the possibility right in front of you. If you had the positive mentality to see the opportunity in the things that present itself.
I got you. All right. It's a mixed bag.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, we got Exxon and Mark. Exxon, you've been waiting a quick minute. If you got something to share, and then Mark.
Well, I mean, I was just Scott had mentioned yielding earlier, and that was the thing. The word yield is like surrender, like you yield to God, but that's also the same word that you use for like producing fruit, which is relevant there. You're yielding to God, but then you get, you produce fruit, as there's the one point where Jesus says, it's like 30, 50, or 100 fold. Eventually, so I think that's seems relevant to me anyway. And I don't know, you were talking about power, and that's a thing a lot of people do, is they try to like seize power and wield power. But what's more necessary is to go after wisdom. And so if you get the wisdom, you'll probably find that you have access to all the power you need. So
That's
that's my
interesting.
observation about power.
I like that. Mark D. Parker.
Keep talking for a minute. I'm gathering my thoughts.
All right. That's. And by
I
the
was
way,
just going to say King Solomon asked for wisdom and he got power.
Right. It's like kind of one of those things where people, there's the meme where it's like, rich people say money doesn't make you happy, and beautiful people say beauty doesn't make you happy. But it's the wise people who say you need to get wisdom. We need more wisdom. So
I think what I liked is because I saw Scott when Christopher said yield is also a fruit bearing thing. That I missed that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's an action. It's an action to yield, right? Because a tree yields fruit, and that's an active process. But it's also active to attune myself to the Spirit and allow what the Spirit is trying to come out and through me yield itself into the world.
Right.
I think it's also with thinking about like a fruit tree, whatever. The purpose, what the tree does is try to reach as far up into heaven as possible. And as a result, it produces side effects. It produces fruit.
What,
I like
can you
that
repeat
too.
that? Oh, what was that? I was kind of daydreaming. I was looking at a tree reaches as high as possible.
Yeah, the tree is trying to reach as high into heaven as possible. It's trying to, do that. You would say like you're trying to be as close to God as possible.
Right.
That's what you do, and the producing fruit is kind of a side effect from that.
Right. Okay.
Oh, that's even better. I was thinking in terms of light. It's reaching and growing into the light, the source. But that's even better. That's like a whole nother level.
Isn't the fruit procreative move by the tree? The birds
Yes,
eat the fruit, the seeds are inside the fruit, and the fruit gets the seeds get spread around by the birds pooping and so on and so forth.
Right.
So there's,
But not all trees produce fruit.
well, you have that too. And what did Jesus do to the tree that didn't produce fruit? Cursed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was thinking with regard to it. Anselman and a couple others may have got a little worked up about the idea of God telling you to sin or something, however you described it.
Air quotes sin. I didn't specifically sin. I didn't specifically sin. That's why I did the air quotes.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I'm not worried about the particulars. I'm talking about more about the reaction that it then. What made me, where my mind went with that was the exchange between Jesus and Judas, where Jesus flat out tells him, "Go do what you must do." Was he tempting him? Was he commanding him to sin? It was a sin, was it not?
I think I got it.
Oh, I broke Ixon.
Bye, X-Man.
If you break it, you own it. Is this Pottery Barn? No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just, that's something to
Mhm.
riff on if you want to. Jesus also said, just told Peter how it was going to be. You are going to do this.
That's interesting.
You will deny me 3 times. No rescue from that, right? Which really upends your Pentecostalism, which is this super optimistic. God always wants you rich, happy,
Oh no,
healthy.
don't you put that on me. I don't do that.
No,
We
that's
don't do
part
that
of it,
here.
though.
No,
God
not
wants
in
you healed.
not in my house.
God wants
I-
you healed, right?
What it might be.
God
it
doesn't
might
want
be.
you sick. Isn't that a basic Pentecostal tenet?
Yes.
Tenet,
Something.
not tenant. Not a
So-
I
rent.
feel like I need to go in my room and play a video game.
I know. Oh wow, dude.
You don't think so, Ron? You think I'm being unfair?
No, I think you're being you, and I like it. It's a ping pong match I'm used to now, and I enjoy.
Well, we'll
And
let
I
it go. We're not sticking it to you. Ron's the
No,
only.
no, not at all. I think you do. On it to give you credit, and I mean this in a cool way. You do bring up some interesting cases, because for me, all right, this is the House of Woo. All right, and I'm not dismissing what Anselman says or anybody else, but I asked for his testimony. I didn't ask for my opinion to be given. It's just something good happened. I can't deny that. And so, I value and want to learn because this is the space where that happens. Like you're gonna
Amen.
hear some, yeah. I mean, this is the environment. This is the petri dish in which the world does not get contaminated. There might be something messy, but at the end of the day, nobody's really going to watch this, and it gets hit by fire, which is nobody cares. But I find it valuable.
This
because
is
there
falling into the archives that will someday millions will come and watch.
And become a cult.
It's it. By the way, can I say how I really like your ceiling?
Oh,
Are those
this
oak
was
slats
one of
or
the.
pine or something? Was it pine?
Yeah, it's knotty pine. It was one of the things that got us to buy the place. Actually,
Yeah, it's very
It's
warm.
actually- yeah.
It's
And I painted the kitchen red for energy because
perfect.
you need
Yeah.
energy in the kitchen.
It's
Yeah.
nice.
It
It is
looks
very
good.
nice.
It's nice
Looks
and
good.
open. I would show you my living room, but my wife's out there.
Yeah.
But it's totally open all the way out to the living room. Yeah, it's one of our favorite features of the house. Thank you.
I love it.
Not that I built it, but
It's good enough to live in it and own it. It's good.
Yeah, we covet the ceiling. Good job.
I'm glad I didn't break Ixon. He's back.
Oh yeah, I would pay attention to something else real quick, but everything's good. So
Awesome. So, anyways, my point is that it's not a perfectly optimistic, simple view of providence that Scott was describing. That I think
Yeah.
most evangelicals are kind of intuitively trained for, particularly of the more revivalist Arminian Pentecostal sort, going all, that would include my own. I mean, we really don't understand. I mean, I'm thinking now, the church I was baptized in as a child. These people suffer deeply because God doesn't make a perfect world out of the world we're living in. They just don't understand. It upsets them, it breaks them, it hurts their faith. They can't cope well with it. And I'd watch the old people pray at the prayer meeting that we did, what we set up for Wednesday nights, and they would just repeat the same hopeless prayer again and again and again, and it's just a horrible world we live in. And they developed a kind of island mentality. Well, at least it's good here. At least we're true Christians. kind of mindset. It can go in really dark directions. That optimism is not always optimism. Optimism can drive depression.
Mm.
I do understand. I do understand. I don't. It's not a math formula. It's not. Like I think we work with general concepts that are very spiritual, and it's more like juggling cats. You have all this scripture, and it's up in the air, and you've got the winds of this world blowing, and then you have the winds of the spirit, and then your own nature, and you're trying to navigate it. You're falling off a waterfall, a cliff, and it never ends, and you're flying and falling at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Scott, is that a fair assessment?
That's the way I envisioned what Jordan Hall described his conversion. Yes.
Okay. And
he's
Mark,
new coming into the thing, because I don't think he had any religion prior to his conversion.
No, he was, I don't know what he was, but he wasn't Christian.
But I can relate to it, because oftentimes that's what I feel like Christ does, at least in my life. It's a whole bunch of things happening at once, trying to navigate, learning to live in the tension of it all without developing an ulcer, trying to make the best right next decision all the time, every day, always one foot in front of the other, all the things that have gotten flattened over the ages, as these things that are passed down to us. One of my favorite things is to think about like old sayings and actually put myself in them. For instance, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And I just imagine the frustration that would occur if I'm running through the Wild West with a bunch of guys with pitchforks and torches coming behind me, and I know I can't make the next leg until this damn horse drinks. Right? But you're here and the horse is not drinking. We got to go, bro. It's our modern world where we just dump the gas in the car and we keep going. We have a hard time really, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, or that's getting long in the tooth. That's the other thing too, right? So the horses, their gums decrease as they age. So when you look a gift horse in the mouth, you're, instead of accepting freely that horse, you're analyzing it and saying, like, should I? When it's a free gift. So, yeah, anyway.
No, I've never done that much today, this last hour.
But it brings so much more richness to that statement, no? We just use it all the time. Right? But when you kind of know where the thing comes from and try to, God forbid, embody the saying, right? Then it brings this whole other layer, kind of much like he was talking about with the yield and the growing towards the light. There's like this whole nother layer that just opens us up to way more possibility.
See, that to me is optimism. Okay, so that to me is enough optimism to move a mountain.
I would say hope rather than optimism, but
okay.
And I would say faith.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, but that's
and so maybe what Mark's pointing to is you putting your faith in optimism rather than the Spirit. Because sometimes he leads us to the cross,
Oh, sure. Oh, no,
and that's not optimistic.
No, I don't want what you want. I think
Could I put a really far out idea for you guys? I mean, this is edgy. This is very edgy. Okay.
So I go do a shot. Oh,
Pornhub is a bad place, right? Can we all agree? Pornhub is
Yeah.
a bad space. Bad things are at least contained therein. But let's say you have a young man with a problem, and he feels yearnings. To the right of him, right over there, is his sister.
Well,
Would God, to save the sister, possibly send the boy to Pornhub, where the energy gets dispensed, and then we move on to the next? We don't worry about the rest of the story. We're just looking at a contained situation.
right.
And can you imagine the Spirit of God redirecting? See, we want that boy to have an Apostle Paul Damascus Road experience. But let's not say it. Let's just say that's not in the cards. It's an either or. He's either going to engage in an act of rape and incest, or he's going to exercise his demons
Right.
with a couple videos for
Right.
free on the internet.
Well, he's going to be under one demon or another in that scenario.
But the demons are under God's control. I mean, this is what the exorcists tell us again and again. When you listen to the guys like Ron Likes.
I mean, but you can take that any other way you want to, though. You can imagine a worse scenario and throw that in. You can always imagine a worse scenario, though, for that, to add something else into it.
Now, this is just a hypothetical, and either or. It's
Yeah.
super simplified. We're not, you can't complicate. I'm just saying, can you, in such a moment, we're talking a few seconds of time.
It's the lesser of two evils.
Yeah. I mean, you can hypothesize a world where there are no good options.
Right.
Well, we have a world where there are no good options in many cases, right? Contained
No.
within themselves, within just
Wait
in
a
the
second.
moment.
Hey, Mark, I do have an answer for you. This is the
Sure.
Kobayashi Maru.
Well, is it? I mean, God is
I'm
all and
asking.
in all. I mean, we see. The thing I liked about what Scott was talking about earlier was, and I said that it sounded more Augustinian than Calvinistic, because in Calvin takes Augustine to a kind of logical extreme that Augustine and the Catholic Church reject. Augustine didn't reject it, but Calvin, the church rejected it. But it was sounded, it's because there is a lot of providence in Augustine. But there's also in Augustine and in Catholic doctrine a lot of space for the individual to choose and act and improve. There's nothing in Reformed theology. You're at bottom, and you're always at bottom until God rescues you. And so what I liked about what Scott was saying was God's working in it all.
Hmm.
And it's just, and you can take it Luke or Judas. I mean, the whole Christian narrative can't happen without Judas
or Pilate,
or
Rome.
Pilate. Yeah. Or the guys driving the nails in who are nameless, right? In fact, they're innocent. They're declared innocent by Christ when he says, Father, forgive them. They don't even know what they're doing. I mean,
It's great point. And thank God for it too. Just because of the life that I've led, right?
Mhm.
And the fact that we have now the ability to experience the grace.
Well, it was Jesus said, offenses must come, but woe unto him through whom which they come, or whatever. So
Right.
Mm.
What does the grace look like for you when you experience it or know that it's landed or you're walking in it?
I want to stay under it
Oh, okay.
at all cost. Because when I'm under it, all things are possible. It's when I actively choose to step out from underneath that safety. This is why he curses those that know and yet still choose.
Mm-hmm.
That's my big fear about walking further and further into the light. That's because then I get ostracized for banging the rock right
Okay.
before getting into the promised land. Because I
Right.
know better. And it becomes more and more just my decision to defy.
Sure. And I will now speak as an expert in defying God. He, at least in my case, dude, he gave me so many warning shots and help. And at times I actually did not strike the rock. There's been a few times where I'm like, I know my life would have been destroyed if I had, but his goodness it didn't prevent me. It drew me away from it. Just so, and so is your fear, I don't, okay, I'll just word vomit. The closer you get to God, the more responsible for you I think we become, because it goes with that power, temptation, and it's like being an adult. Like you can be a kid and get away with stuff, but once you become an adult, you're under different judgments, and reasonably so, but you also have different abilities, drive the car, fly a plane, do surgery, fun stuff, adult things. So with that fear, is there also cool adult stuff that's coming with it? Grace, that being under that grace. Does that make sense?
My first thought is the Church of Laodicea.
Why so? I'm listening. I don't
Because
understand.
I oftentimes feel that's the age in which we find ourselves.
Okay.
And
well,
we're not tapping into those fruits.
Uh-huh.
That's the critique we get.
Okay.
We're not fully embracing the Spirit, which is one reason why I'm so keen on the Spirit, is because I'm trying to counteract within myself, right? The thing that this age is being critiqued by Christ in the book.
Right.
We don't tap into the Spirit.
Actually,
so,
if I may,
yeah.
I thought it was love more so than anything. And I'm not trying to be nitpicky here. I'm kind of I thought it was when.
Can we look it up? You want to pop it up?
Yeah. Let me see what I can do here.
Yeah, Laodicea was the one that you were neither hot nor cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrestle with that too.
That's the one where he's
because I feel like I only got one more shot to be hot for him. It's happened twice in my life, and I feel like if I blow the third,
you're okay. So you feel like if I want to.
Yeah, I would throw in the 70 times 7 thing. there
Yeah.
as far as
Yeah,
forgiveness
sure.
goes.
Yeah.
But guys, I got to run. So thank you for I wish I could stay longer.
Mark,
Thanks, Ron.
Mark. Good
it's
to see
fun,
you
dude.
again.
Yeah, always.
All right, bye. All right, now
Well,
let's.
there's
Mhm.
about feeling that you only have like one shot away from blowing everything. There's a guy I met in the town I grew up in. Whatever, he came into town. Whatever, he's an old like mountain man, taking up fishing basically. But he
Okay.
claimed, he claimed this, and I believe him, that he's died twice.
Hmm.
Like actually died, was going into heaven, and God sent him back twice. So that's
And he chose to live in the mountains by himself.
he used to live in the mountains by himself, or mostly by himself, whatever. Now he was like, he came into the Southeast Alaska town there, and he was a fisherman. Still, very stubborn guy, and but
Wow. It's like you're describing myself.
yeah, but that was him. He was the guy that he was taken to the hospital because he had a broken arm, and the nurse had to trick him into wearing his quick seal cast, so he would actually put a cast on. And he was like, the next day he was trying to rip it off because he just wanted it off there. So, but
My kind of guy.
yeah, but I mean, I would, that's something I remember that, it says in Romans that, nothing can separate us from the love of God, neither, height nor depth, nor, angels or demons or anything else. So it's,
I think it's fair what you're saying. I guess maybe I'm saying more about myself. That if I experience that again, I don't think within myself I'll be able to turn around again. If that makes sense.
right. I remember what yeah.
That
I
depression
remember it's
thing.
it's the thing where God said to Cain, if you do well, will you not be accepted? But if you do not well, sin lies in wait for you.
That's yes.
And
I would say I would
Yeah,
fall victim to that. Yes.
and yeah, well,
But of
that's
my own choosing, so
Yeah.
not really a victim, right? I
Right,
would be
right, yeah,
paying
yeah,
the wages.
mhm. But it's also part of it. Why I was mentioning hope over optimism is that you trust God to keep you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what'd she say, Ron?
Well, okay. So to the Church of Laodicea, to the angel of the Church of Laodicea, write: These are the words of the Amen, the faithful and true witness, the ruler of God's creation. I know your deeds, that you are neither cold nor hot. I wish you were either one or the other. So, because you are lukewarm, neither hot nor cold, I'm about to spit you out of my mouth. I say, or you say, I am rich. I have acquired wealth, and I do not need things. But you do not realize that you are wretched, pitiful, poor, blind, naked. I counsel you to buy from me gold refined in the fire, so you can become rich, and white clothes to wear, so you can cover your shameful nakedness, and salve to put on your eyes, so you can see. Those whom I love, I rebuke and discipline. So be earnest and repent. Here I am standing at the door and knock. If anyone hears the voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with you, with that person, and they with me. To the one who is victorious, I will give the right to sit with me on my throne, just as I was victorious and sat down with my Father on his throne. Whoever has ears to hear what the Spirit has to say to the church. Huh.
Okay.
It has nothing to do
Maybe
with
I'm
life.
confusing it with Philadelphia. Philadelphia was the sixth one, but it doesn't matter. I think
Well,
Well, there's
mhm,
also the one at Ephesus, where he's like, "You've left your
right,
first love," is what he says to them.
right. The, the reason for this rabbit trail a little bit was to figure out what was the reason, the motivation behind it. I kind of remember, but I thought it was the loss of love and I forget what you had, Scott, what you thought it was. Um, but I like what Exnon said about God keeping us. About, I'll be honest with you, just these past few days, like I've been feeling that, like I've been letting go of my relationship with God, not rejecting Him, just going, God, realizing this is not me. I don't have to keep thinking this and holding on to Christ, and if I stop trying, He slips away. It's really the funniest things is when I go to sleep or when I wake up, when I have nothing to do except gaining my consciousness, He shows up. I'm like, wait a second. I'm not summoning you, nor am I chasing you, but you're the one showing up to me. I'm like, I think I've had this. It's, I, and I'm really getting comfortable with that. And it kind of blends in not to be, it's humbling. Like this ain't me, it's Him. I and do the best I can, like behaving. But really, when I start to feel like I'm not doing right, it's like, well, what was I? I'm not acting a total fool on purpose. Is it not me doing it at all, anyhow? Does that tie in with what you were saying? Does that make sense? And if if it's maybe it's just my walk, that I might be just describing what my experience with His grace and mercy is, instead of me trying to figure out and hold on to it. It's more he's finally going to have me realize it has nothing to do with me at all. What do you think?
that's what I think it is.
Oh,
I think it's the pride shedding off.
huh. That's
I think
interesting.
and this is where I tend to be more, it's not of me.
Mm-hmm.
The more I
Okay.
walk and the more you feel that peace, right, of
Mm-hmm.
being in that
Yeah.
place. This is why I think the first time I spoke to you, you asked me what my relationship was or my prayer life was. And I said
Okay.
it's more like it's a conversation.
Yeah. Okay.
It's always there. I mean,
Uh-huh.
that doesn't mean I don't have the times where I go in my closet and get on my knees.
Right. Okay.
And lately that has been the Lord's Prayer. But
Okay.
like all the way through the day, I'm pausing, trying to attune my ear.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it could be as simple as what shirt I'm going to wear today.
Okay. Okay.
And
Right.
sometimes I hear, sometimes I don't. I
Okay.
don't let, you know what I mean? Like I go through my
Yeah.
day, but I'm always trying to keep that communication open. This was kind of the point I was trying to make in Luke's stream this afternoon with the Feast of the Tabernacles. I've recently learned that it was more like a booth. It was more like
Mm-hmm.
a pergola. It was open air,
Yeah. Okay.
right? And it's supposed to be open. The center of the God-shaped heart in your whole should be open. We shouldn't be building structures. It's sacred. It's totally sacred, but it should be out there. And then once you start doing that, then you start getting more attuned with that spirit. And then you can hear when you have those moments of,
Mm-hmm.
okay, right now, I need you to move, which you've mentioned, right? Keep your mouth shut. Like one of the cool things that I think you're going to experience next, not to be like, but just
Yeah.
from my experience, is once you start yielding to that voice, right when it tells you to yield, it's like springtime.
Huh.
The
Okay.
fruit just bloom all over the place.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it's freaking amazing. And it's not of you,
Right.
right? It's because you're attuned to the woo
Right. Right. Right.
and
Right.
you're yielding an active process.
You know, it's funny that keeping my mouth shut has been one of the biggest things. I'm like, I have not done that. So, but I felt the promptings and they haven't left. And I'm like, oh, I think I can do this. I think it's not difficult. It's different.
My yoke
It's-
is easy.
Yeah. Very different. As a person, to be honest with you, for me to be quiet seems like a total alien person. But I'm cool with it because I see it's drawing me towards something that's
It's
good.
transforming you.
Yeah. Okay. It only took 5 years
Yeah.
to figure it out, but
It doesn't matter when, man. It doesn't matter if you're the last guy to the field to pick fruit. You're going to get paid.
okay. That's
Yeah. Yeah, man.
well, that's good. Wait a second. You said you were an optimist. That's optimistic, buddy. Yeah.
Well, you're speaking of the thing, man.
No, I got you, and I like it. Okay, no, then, oh, no, this is valuable.
And the more you read and the more you study and the more
Mhm.
you wrestle with those questionable things, the
Mhm.
more that voice is easier.
Hmm.
The more
Okay.
you are able to be attuned to it and be one with it. And
Yeah.
then that's when Christ and the Spirit gets to work in you and through you,
Mm-hmm.
like those open air tabernacles.
Mm-hmm.
It's super
like that.
interesting how it says in and through.
Yeah. I think it's not an either or, it's a both and.
Yeah.
So
Isn't that amazing? The puzzle box that it is. Sorry, I'm
No,
geeking
that's
out a
good.
little bit here.
no,
I've been
it's good.
hanging out. I've been hanging out with Ethan.
Oh no, Ethan's awesome. Yeah, he'll do that to you. Exxon. Yeah.
That's an interesting question. I wonder how that maps, really.
Yeah. Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah, the old comic
Oh,
strip. You know that one.
Yeah.
I love Calvin and Hobbes. I think they're brilliant. What?
I actually have the complete collection of Calvin and Hobbes. So
Do you
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
How do you think that maps?
I don't know. I have it. So
is that like a Rorschach test question, like Calvin and Hobbes? Is there something deeper to it, or is
I don't know.
I can ask one.
all right?
It's one of my favorite ones to ask.
All right.
What's your favorite mythological creature?
Oh man, favorite mythological creature? I don't know if I've ever had one. I know what comes to my mind first, because it's the easiest, is the unicorn,
Okay.
just because all kids know unicorns. Then you have dragons. Not that I like them, but you know them. You know what I mean? Like the friendly one, unicorn, fierce one, dragons, mythological creature, favorite. I don't think I've ever been asked that before.
It's one of my favorite like shock and awe to try to peel back somebody's like defensive
Mhm.
mechanisms because it doesn't
Well,
come off.
huh?
So yeah,
The defense mechanisms, did you say?
yeah, because we all try to going back to I'm just building on the whole open air kind of sacred place within inside of us all.
Hmm.
We build structures to protect that sacred place, right? We build up walls made of brick and stone, and we have little doorways to get in and out that we only let a few people in and out,
Right.
right? And to ask somebody about what their favorite mythological creature is kind of gives you a peep inside. So, for instance, mine's a phoenix.
Oh, that's
And
interesting.
what's yours?
I would say a griffin.
Okay. So for me, the phoenix is like the sign of rebirth through the trials and the fires, right? So it gives you a sense of who I am because I know life's going to be hard and it's always the floor's always going to drop out. But there's a rebirth at the other end that has the potential to be majestic and grand, right? So griffin. So I'm thinking of a flying horse, right?
A
Part
lion
man, part
with wings.
a lion with wings,
Yeah,
fierceness,
yeah.
with a majestic power. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry.
No, that's interesting.
So here we go. I'll get this one for you. Here's another question. What would you do if I gave you a cursed nickel? A cursed nickel.
A curse. I would, in the name of Jesus, I bind and rebuke you. I cast you out, and then I go spend the nickel.
So I'm a coin collector. So that would probably be my only graded coin. You send your coins off to get graded by 3 different companies. I would send that one off to get graded.
Because if it's cursed, it has great value. Like, dude,
Well,
I mean,
no, and then it'll get sealed because it comes back to you sealed in a box with its grading on it,
okay,
and it would be sealed. And then I would hold on to it so nobody else would have to curse
that's interesting.
because I'm going to walk through that fire.
I'd find someone who irritated me. I'm like, here, buddy, here's a dollar. My bad.
Would the spirit tell you to do that?
Probably not. I can repent come Sunday. Oh, Lord, forgive me. So that's interesting. Cursed. Yeah, I think I don't know. This has been good. This is. I didn't
I
expect
agree.
it. Yeah, this has been fun. It's about time for me to land the plane here in a little bit.
Sounds good. Potatoes are done.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Sweet. So I keep asking, it's Ixnan.
Ix, yes.
Ixnan. So
As
anything
in
under
a 6 without the S. Ix. And then non as in.
You got a channel?
No, not really. I don't.
Okay.
I don't make and record videos. I might start if I ever like stop being lazy, I might record some music, song stuff. But
cool.
Oh, cool. I don't know that we got anybody doing that around here.
McMo.
A lot of musicians, but nobody like recording and putting it out there.
I know one guy who like records shorts of himself doing like he plays like guitar and banjo type stuff.
What kind of music is the question?
What kind of music? My favorite music is like Irish music and sea shanties.
Oh, dude, you need to post some for sure. Seriously, no. You got to do this. You can bring some.
Did you finish your wine? Did you finish your wine, Ron?
Yeah,
I did.
It's very weak. It's nice. I'm glad. It's a very low test.
Well, you've got
No.
low test wine now, not the high quality stuff you
Yeah.
had earlier.
Well, sometimes you just don't know. I got a couple bottles here. Like if I open them, I'm not driving. So, but no, today was it was a blueberry mead, very low test, and it's funny.
You
but
already got blueberries?
what's that?
You already got blueberries?
No, I bought them from the grocery store,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. just
gonna
frozen.
say.
And,
Mine just started to fruit, and I'm
Oh,
down in
really?
Georgia. Yeah.
oh no, yeah, these are store bought. I don't know if the quality. It was a very mild taste to it, and like I said, not high test. I can taste it now. Like I can taste the alcohol content. Like if I can taste the alcohol, I'd be like, oh, better watch out. But if it tastes kind of watery, then it's like, okay, just slow and steady and no sudden booze, and it'll be all right. So, yeah, I had a full glass and it's gone. And I'm not like, woo, let's talk more. And that's more like, I'm not actually okay, which I like because I don't want to accidentally get hammered. I'm like, I don't like it.
Wrong day for a live stream.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not going anywhere, so if I do, I'll call a buddy, but it's working out pretty good. So,
All right. Well, thanks for hosting, Ron. Good to see you
yeah,
again.
Yeah.
yeah,
Good to
it
see
was
y'all.
pleasure. Yeah,
Exxon, right? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just like the gas company. Got it. Evil Empire.
Yes.
All right, guys. Take it easy. Have a good night.
all right, we'll see you,
Have a good night.
Christopher. Let me go pull up my closing song because I just got to do this. Where's my history? Ain't No Grave. Here we go. Brother Eli. Where you at? Here you go. And so, be blessed. Oh, and by the way, if there are any prayer requests at this time, and I don't want to be negligent in my duties. Are there any prayer requests? Prayer requests. The House of Woo is now taking prayer requests. Retail prayer at wholesale prices. Now, can you hear that at all? I got it very low in the background.
I can hear it a bit.
Okay.
It's good for the background.
Yeah, I'm just trying to do a music bed that's not too strong. Yeah. So yeah, if you can get your sea shanties and music together, at least present some of it here, or at least I'm inviting you. So if you want to share some music, you're invited. All right, so we'll crank up Brother Eli. Now this is so hillbilly good.
Gonna hold my body down when I hear that trumpet sound. Gonna get up out of the ground 'cause there ain't no grave. Gonna hold my body down. Well, I'm going to the river of Jordan, bury my knees down in the sand. Gonna holler high Hosanna till I reach that promised land. Well, I look way over yonder, and what do you think I seen? I seen a band of angels that's coming after me. Well, meet me, Jesus, meet me. Well, meet me in the middle of the air. And if these wings should fail me, there won't be another prayer, 'cause ain't no grave gonna hold my body down. the grave. Gonna hold my body down. When you hear that trumpet
right.
sound.
Slowly fade it. Ixnan, it's been fun. I think we're gonna
Mhm.
close it up now. Be blessed, and we'll
Yeah.
catch you in a little bit.
You as well.
All right, we'll
We'll
see
see
you.
you around some other time.
All right, good deal. I'll see you. Bye bye.
Bye.